Okay, guys, now that we've finished part one, we're going to move on to part two. And this is for people that have decided to opt out of using AI for this entire project. You're saying, no, I'd rather do the outline on my own. I don't need the AI's help. I can quickly put together an outline myself. Or I would rather engage in that activity myself. Maybe you still find it difficult, but you still want to do it on your own. Awesome. I commend you. I really like that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. So we're moving on from part one. We finished our first draft, and we've already attached it. You scroll down here, see we've attached our first part one, the draft. And now we're ready to start doing our own outline, which will be for part two. Instead of using the chat, we're not going to do that. We're just going to create our own outline. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to, let's see, here's my essay. I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. And I'm just going to kind of get started creating my outline. So I know I have the intro. I know I need a body. I know I need a conclusion. I usually start this simple and then I kind of get more complex. In the intro, I want to talk about, so me personally, like I'm thinking about my own style. And I like my intros to start with like a very big, relatable story, my own personal experience with research. And I want to remember that I'm talking about like my question. Where is it here? Just want to bring this over. I might look at I think I'm using this as my intro a little bit, but I might change like the first start of it. Let's see. So I like to put my question at the top because I want to remember it. Then I like to kind of lead into my question. This is my big research question. Then boom, my research question. And then I like to tend to talk about like why it all matters for my readers, that we learn this, we answer this question. This tends to be like my little bit of a style there. For my body, I tend to break it up. So I usually have like 2 or 3 paragraphs where I talk about my sources, dairy sources. So I might go my first source, my second source. I talk about connections between the two sources. I talk about differences between the two. I kind of like that. Maybe I might want to include my critiques of the sources. I'm going to be looking for research. I hope I can find a source that I want sources that tell me just the kinds of research, maybe, and maybe a source that talks about the approaches to research. I don't know. I'm not sure. That might change. Might change. Might change. Depends what I find and I search. I might find something really cool and change this around. I'll be back to it. Critiques of my sources, where I think they might fail to answer my question. Then I like to have like 2 or 3 paragraphs where I talk about my interviews. I'm pretty sure I want to do 2 interviews. So I'll introduce why I chose interviews, show my questions and talk about how I designed them, what was I trying to figure out. I'll talk about the people I interviewed. Who are they? Why do their voices matter here? And then show the interviews in a table or a chart or something that looks nice. Can I include their pictures? Something to think about. Let me make sure my computer is charging. Okay, what else? Yeah, and I think I'm gonna also include paragraphs where you is analyze the interviews. I can compare them to each other, the two interviews, compare them to my sources, compare them to my experiences. That's how I usually do analysis. I like to have another paragraph, big paragraph before conclusion, answer my question, referring back to all my sources, ideas, and which ones led me to my answer. And then conclusion. I don't like summaries of my conclusions. I like conclusions that like make my audience do something. So think about how you can take what, or that's what I'm telling myself, explain to readers what they can do now that they know what my research discovered. And that's my way of doing outlines. Kind of like to tell myself what I do. I used to make outlines that were more question-based, but that's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I can fix these like little issues, like the grammar mistakes. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll fix them if they really bother me, or if I think they're going to affect the way like someone might read it. When I'm done, I'm going to go ahead, click on File, Save As. I'm going to save it in my little spot, my little area on my computer where I have all my work. We'll call it Draft 2, Part 2, with no AI help. Just kind of remind myself of that. And once I'm done with my outline, I'm going to go back to my assignment. I'm going to scroll down. So I've already submitted, attached. I've already attached my draft 2. I'm now going to attach my outline that I made myself, my own writing. Let me go find it. I made with the AI, with no AI help. Right. I don't know why it's not. Oh, right. Wrong button. So there you go. I have my part 1 and my part 2 because I made the outline myself. So now all I got to do is head over to do part 3, which shouldn't take me very long because I'm just going to answer some questions. So I'll make that video separate, and you can go check that one out in a bit. See you later.